hate this bit. This is the bit where I have to pretend to be a YouTuber.
It's the cold intros, isn't it?
Maybe we don't do that.
No, I mean, we're back for another episode of the Intime Podcast.
We are indeed. And today we've got a fantastic guest, Maya Delilah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. We are back again, and we've got some new posters today.
Posters for people watching on YouTube.
So it's the first time we've had those. Hope you enjoyed the last episode. When's Leve coming out? Is it before or after this one?
Sometime around then.
Oh, well, anyway, if you've seen our other studio, we hope you like that. Yeah. But anyway, let's get started. Maya, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Tell us about where it all started for you, music, guitar, everything really.
Okay, so my sister started guitar lessons when I was 8 and she was 11. And I thought it was so cool. And I was very into, as an 8-year-old, very into playing with like gender stereotypes. So and all my best friends at school were boys, and they were all the ones that went skating and played guitar and like did the like really stereotypical boy things. And then my sister started playing, and I was like skateboarding, and I was like trying to be like one of the guys, and I was like, oh, let me try guitar as well. That's a cool thing to add to my books to make me have a cooler rep. So started learning, and then just like fell in love with it pretty instantly. I was having piano lessons at the same time and loved my piano teacher so much, Jeremy. But
Big up Jeremy.
Such a great man. But the lessons were structured as like working towards exams and learning scales.
Oh God, yeah.
There's just the horrible theory side of it, and I just never did my practice.
Songs, just that's what you play for. Yeah.
Exactly, it was a chore. But my guitar teacher, on the other hand, was very much like, bring in a song you love and we'll learn it every week. And let's not do scales. Let's just like play for fun. And I loved it so much. And to this day, I can hardly play a major scale. Like I don't know theory at all. I do it all by ear. And yeah, I think that's what made me fall in love with it. So then quickly progressed, I guess, because I would practice all the time because I loved it. And then was doing very folk, loved Laura Marling, loved the staves. I don't think the staves were about when I was 8, but grew to love more folk. Then I got into the Brit School for Sixth Form.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm really skipping ahead. Jump like 10 years. And a weird like similar thing happened where I walked into my year group, and on one side was, I mean, they weren't all on one side, but there was all the guys playing guitar.
Yeah.
And the majority of girls, not all of them, but the majority of girls were the singers. And I was like, okay, such a stereotype. And I was there with my acoustic guitar and singing and folk, and I was like, ugh, this sucks. So I went out and I bought my first electric guitar and made it my main aim to like play to the boys' standards and you know, work at that. And that's kind of where it all began. Story of my life.
I guess it's like it's whatever drives you, but I think something that like I resonated with there was like you were saying like, oh, your sister was playing it and then you sort of picked up on it. I think so. I've had a similar dynamic with myself as well, where like, I mean, mine was like I just grew up playing games with my brother, and it's just like I was always player 2, you know, and but it's just like you naturally, like the first few years of your life, you're just following someone that's like a few years older than you.
Yeah.
And you're doing literally everything they do. So like sometimes it like matures you quicker. Sometimes you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I know. It can become a bit like stalkery.
Yeah, yeah. And
like
then
I do everything you
I
do.
I can't remember exactly which age it was. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do my own thing now, you know, like I don't have to. You realise like I don't have to copy everything you do.
I wonder if there's like an average age for that to happen when you grow up and you're like, I can start doing my own thing now.
I think I'm like, I did it like well above the average. I was like,
me too.
Last year.
2 weeks ago. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't need to be player 2 anymore. I can just take the controller. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a tough one though, because it's probably happened for me last year. Like I was exactly that person until I moved to London last year. And now I've moved back home to Birmingham. I find myself slipping back into that. Like,
do you?
Yeah, just for the summer. So hopefully next month when uni starts again,
you'll become your own man.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. But talking about guitar playing, talk to us about like those when you first picked up the electric guitar. Who were the people you were listening to? Like the idols. I know mine was Slash, and then it very quickly progressed on.
I thought you meant Idols the band, and I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, so go on.
So I actually didn't have many people I was listening to
fair play.
as like guitarists. When I got to Brit, people introduced me to the world of like Tom Misch.
I'm sick, yeah.
And that whole circle. And that was the music that inspired me to start playing in the style I do. So Tom Misch was probably the one that I was like, okay, this is a really cool new style that I haven't heard before.
So was this like around like his beat tape era, or was it like geography era?
No, it was beat tapes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always loved, I grew up listening to like so many different music styles, from like pop to like Latin to East African music to, hip hop, just everything. And I always loved, there's one guitarist called Antonio Forcioni who's, I'm not going to guess what country. Sounds Italian.
I was going to say Italian.
Yeah. And he's an amazing guitarist. So as like guitarists of my age when I was 16, it was probably Tom Misch and him, which are very different, because he plays like amazing acoustic guitar, very different style to like mainstream. But yeah, at the time that was what I was
That must be where you
listening
get like, is it like a finger style thing? Because you don't play with a pick, do
to.
you?
I don't.
No.
No, that was me being stubborn, and now has come to bite me in the ass, because I can't really play with a pick. And I think it mainly came from me playing the acoustic guitar and doing fingerstyle acoustic guitar. And then I started playing the banjo.
Wow.
And that's very finger picky. Although you can get like finger picks for like each finger.
Oh yeah, I've seen them, yeah.
But I also was just kind of like, I'm forgetful, I'm quite clumsy, I'll probably lose picks, and then that will be annoying. So why don't I try and learn where I don't have to have an extra piece of kit on me?
Yeah.
But now I find it so hard playing with a pick, so I don't.
Yeah, what happens? You like just drop it every time.
Yeah, God, it makes me nervous.
But
Yeah.
the tone though, the tone that you get is like
It must be part of the
is
finger
the good side of that, because
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have more control over tone without a pick, but I guess I don't have much to compare it to.
Yeah, no, but I think with fingerstyle as well, like even with electrics, you get like a lot more dynamic control, because people play with a pick is very straight. The
Yeah,
sound that comes out, and then it's just like, oh, try out with a thinner pick or a thicker pick. It's just like,
yeah,
yeah, but then you're not gonna switch picks mid song or something like that.
yeah. I know. Yeah, it just becomes so layered of like,
Yeah.
what gauge pick? It's probably not called a gauge. Ironically, my merch is picks. I can't even use them
shit.
myself.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they can find that on. I'm trying to remember your website.
I
Or is it
don't have
just
a
on your-
website.
You don't have a website. Well,
No.
MayaDelilah.com. It's somewhere
Yeah,
there.
it's somewhere.
Try it. I don't know what's on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never typed
maybe
it in
we should
before.
find out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think your tone is something that, like, really stands out as well. How did you kind of
Thank you.
find that sound? Like, was it like it kind of clicked because it's got so much presence in it?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I've been, so the two guitarists that I'm super into are John Mayer and Derek Trucks. And Derek Trucks is a slide guitarist, and he just makes the guitar sing and sound like it's crying. It's like it's singing. I actually went to a show of his once. He's in a band with his wife, who's like the best vocalist I've ever heard.
Insane, yeah. Their Tiny Desk was incredible.
Yeah, they are insane. And something just came over me. I've never like cried without realizing I'm going to cry like that before. I just started crying, and I couldn't stop, and he was just playing this solo, and I was so overwhelmed. And then me and my mum went, because I was like an intermission, we went to the bar, and there was this old man behind us, and he was like, "Did you cry at that solo?" I cried. And I was like, yeah. And then we walked back to our seats, and there was like another group of old men, and they were all talking about how they cried during the solo. So it just takes over your soul.
Do you play slide guitar? I haven't.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I've just started trying.
It's so hard. I've tried it really hard, but I put
yeah.
it down straight away.
So it's like playing another instrument, I think.
Yeah.
But I've because I find it really hard to play slide, I've tried to kind of embody, match his kind of tone without a slide, and do a lot of like finger slides, I guess.
Yeah.
And like figure out how he does that, and how John Mayer gets his really soulful tone. And I guess through just practicing and learning their solos and playing over and over again for hours, it seems I'm kind of trying to get it down that pathway.
Yeah.
Definitely haven't achieved what I want to achieve yet, but I think it's hopefully
yeah.
getting there.
No, you
a
can
bit.
hear it. Like I was even saying to Judd, like without even reading about it, I can already hear like a John Mayer influence. I mean, I'm like big into John Mayer. I've listened to like pretty much all of his albums, but I actually went in 2019. Me and a friend and I went to New York, and we were planning a trip to New York, and we were like, "Oh, John Mayer's playing. Let's go and see him at Madison Square."
Oh my god!
And that was insane.
You went?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and another like real big hero of mine, Isaiah Sharkey, was playing, and I completely forgot that Sharkey plays for John Mayer. I was saying to Alex, my friend, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Sharkey over there, by the way. And then like this camera, like because it's an arena thing,
Yeah.
like the camera pans to him, I was like, "That's Sharkey!"
Oh my
I just
god!
jumped out of my
The
seat.
dream concert.
Yeah,
That's
and he even had, I
insane.
think David Ryan Harris was still like, so they had like 3 guitarists and Pino.
That's
Of course.
insane.
Pino,
Yeah.
always Pino for life.
Yeah, insane. So, do you get a chance to see John live at any point?
I think I saw him in 2019 as well.
Yeah,
I saw him
he
at the
did UK
O2.
leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go again then. But
Oh,
arena tickets are quite a bit.
they are a bit.
Yeah.
They are a bit. Yeah, no, that was. Yeah, I did get to see him. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's another like I think that's like one or my second like arena gig. I'm not too fond of arena gigs, but like
Yeah.
I think I kind of made an exception here.
Yeah, because he's not going to go and play.
No,
venue,
he's probably
is
not
he?
going to play at our local.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
No, but you're right though, because arena gigs can be like. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a biggest. Yeah, it's just it feels a bit disconnected. Like
Yeah, it's not intimate enough.
yeah, it's just not intimate enough. I'd much rather kind of get to like just go to these maybe like 2,000, 3,000 probably. That's probably still too big for me. Like, but, yeah, I've gone proper under.
Bro, I saw Taylor Swift at Wembley.
Did you?
That's actually great.
Respect.
It's really good. But yeah, anyway, let's talk a bit more about music side. When did you start like first writing music, and when did you decide that you wanted to take the artist path? Because I guess we've spoken to a lot of guitarists, most of them session. I think we've never really, apart from Ariel Posen, who is great artist.
He's a guitarist as well,
Yeah, but obviously you've got some really great original music. So when did you decide that was the path?
So there's a little bit of a story behind this one as well. Sorry, I'll try and
No, go for it.
brief. I was a session. Well, I wasn't really like a session guitarist, but I was my friend Millie Turner's guitarist. And then I got asked to do backing vocals. And we'd rehearse in her producer studio with him there, being kind of like the MD. And then he heard me sing and was like, "Oh, can I have a session with you as your own artist?" And I was like, "Oh, I'd never even really like thought of that." But yeah, and then I loved it, and then yeah, from then on, I just kind of went down that path, and now I'm under the same management team as Millie, and it's all very keeping it home together, kind of full circle. But yeah, and then my producer, Stephen Barnes, came to London to work with someone in Millie's team. And we got put together in a session. And ever since then, we just clicked. And he's basically pretty much my only producer. I do songs with a few other people. But yeah, it was just very comfortable straight away. It was like a really weird click connection thing. And that was about 2.5 years ago now.
Wow.
And we've been writing together ever since.
So I guess like without it sounding like hostile in that sense, but like why is it you kind of stick to one producer? Surely like other producers will bring different styles and flavors out of you.
Yeah, well, I did the kind of like session circuit after I started working with Millie's producer as well. And I was maybe for like half a year to a year, I was thrown into a session with a different guy every week, like 3 times a week, maybe 3-4 times a week. So I did a lot of trial and error with producers, and no one came close to Stephen. So I found Stephen, and I was kind of like, why? I mean, I've done sessions with like, I have a song with James, who you guys had on, James Smith. Song with Connor. So I'm still like collaborating and working with other artists, but I kind of say my sole producer is Stephen, because it just works so well that I kind of think, why not just keep writing with
him? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Amen. Yeah.
I mean, that scene that you just talked about there, James and Connor, obviously we had both those guys on.
Yes.
It's a fantastic scene, like including yourself, like I think it's great that's in London, and it's just fantastic music coming out all the time. How do you meet those guys, and like how did this scene all come together? If you know.
I met them both over social media. Classic.
Yeah, it tends to be like a running thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I met them over social media, and we kind of all instantly formed a little posse, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't
And
mess with them.
yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
get fucked up.
Yeah. No, it just worked really well, and I think it's a cool thing about London is that it's kind of just the right size to be able to have a mutual connection with most people
Yeah.
when you're in the same kind of industry or kind of anywhere. I probably have like weird connections to you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we reached out. Both of them, first sessions with them was fucking hilarious and amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we've all just become friends, and the circle expands when one of us finds someone, or I feel like it's a very nice, lovely, open group of musicians that just like
Yeah.
respect each other and like want to have fun and work
Yeah.
together.
It's not like a closed door policy. Like you'll get huddled up.
No.
Like, do we let this person in? Like,
exclusive
And
elite.
yeah.
No, it's not like that at all. But I know
We'll start a conspiracy theory. But like, yeah, the elite.
Yeah, the
music circle
London,
you've
the
never
London
heard
scene,
about.
Yeah.
It's like you got to say the password. You got to know the password
Fight
to be
Club.
let in.
Yeah.
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 That's sick though. I guess like you said, it all came from social media, and like you and Connor especially have an incredible social media game. So I guess it's partly due to that. When did that first start for you as well? Because like obviously we first found you through the Instagram clips, and they've just gone insanely viral, like millions and millions of views. That must be crazy.
It is crazy, and I'm really grateful for it, and I really appreciate it. But it's quite daunting sometimes.
Of course, yeah.
And I mean, I find social media a strange thing, and a lot of the time I'm like, "Fuck social media." Like
Yeah.
James, I know James feels that way too a lot of the time. But I mean, you can't really beat what it does at the moment.
Mhm.
Like, it's such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And TikTok and Instagram is so powerful. I guess I actually started TikTok ages ago, maybe like 2 years ago.
Before it was popular.
Before it's popular.
Yeah.
Sorry, trendsetter. But I started it ages ago, and did a lot of actually no, I put on a few videos of me trying to do things that I thought would like hit, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit down and play guitar. And that was the video that took
Yeah.
off, and I was like, amazing, that's just all I want to do. So awesome. So I started doing that, and then it just kind of took on a life of its own a bit. And Instagram did the same when Reels started. And Reels are mad. They just
Yeah.
work. It's a nice thing to be able to be like, okay, I have an idea. Sorry, my phone keeps buzzing.
It's okay.
That's cool. I don't think it's getting picked up on anything.
Sorry. Yeah, it's just nice to be like, I have an idea, even if it's like, I mean, the 10-second ones do the best. So I'll be like, I'll play for 10 seconds and post it.
Yeah.
And then I can just kind of let it be, and I usually get quite a nice reaction. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, I mean, my main aim is to try and not be like an Instagram guitarist. Not
Yeah,
sure
of
it's
course.
going too well, because I feel like a
No,
lot of
I
people see
think
those videos and think that's all I do.
You've definitely avoided like hitting them like minor 9 chords that like every Instagram
Yeah.
guitarist has to hit, and like those funny like altered shape chords. It's just like sick. I've heard that like so many times now.
Yeah, it's a funny one trying to like, because I'm also very aware that I play a similar style all the time, which I feel is my style. So I
Yeah.
don't see there's much of a problem. But at the same time, you need to keep it interesting.
Hmm.
But then at the same time, I don't want to go into that realm. But sometimes it's a weird pressure in between, I guess.
Yeah, there's nothing, as long as you're sort of confident in yourself and you're like, there's nothing to be afraid of, I guess, in that.
Yeah.
And it's working. So like,
Totally.
if people are complaining, I don't know what they're complaining about. Like,
Yeah,
if it pays rent, it pays rent. Come on.
truth.
I think something I was actually saying to Joe earlier today was about like same thing with like, Instagram is helping you build your brand. And like we're just talking about like Spotify and how like streams pay fuck all. But the biggest advantage of it is it's more of like a level playing field for a lot of artists. It's a lot more accessible if you would compare it to like 10, 15 years ago, where most likely to get to a certain position, you do need like a label deal, and it's very hard to do it as an independent artist. But then now you've got these, because I believe you're independent, right?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not. No.
Ah,
Shocked looks.
that's fine. But I mean, like, that's
I
like,
was until recently.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just makes it a lot more accessible for a lot of artists to kind of get into the game, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
playlists.
my biggest song, still to this day, I released independently.
Yeah. Was that Breakup Season?
No, that was released under my label. It's Tangerine Dream, which was my first ever release.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest song.
Sweet.
So yeah, I think releasing independently is like a different thing to what it used to be, because you definitely can kind of start it at least on your own, or just do it the whole way on your own.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more accessible routes. Yeah, like I think you can get like really weird deals, can't you? Like just publishing deals and stuff like that. So
yeah,
something for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Spotify's great.
Spotify's cool, yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Are you guys both Spotify users?
Yeah, for sure.
Are we no longer friends, or?
No.
Oh, you okay.
Best of friends.
Let's talk about, you mentioned Tangerine Dream there. That was you say that was your first ever song?
Yeah.
And that's off the EP, Oh Boy.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about that EP and how it came about.
That
it's sick, by the way. We listened to it the way here. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. That EP is a weird mixture of storylines. That was the first bunch of songs I wrote with Stephen, and first session of that project, he was like, I don't know what to name this song. Give me a random word. And I said lemon pie. So he called it Lemon Pie. And then from that session onwards, we named every song a different pie name. And then we were like, okay, well, we're eventually going to have these songs turn into an EP. So let's get to a baker's dozen, which is 13 songs. And then we'll pick our favorite 5. I think we had 5 in there. So that's what we did. Really weird. Really weird thing. That's why the first song is called Preheat to 180.
Right. Okay, that makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Is that, I'm guessing that's what you cook for a pie.
Yeah, it's the pie heat. Actually, I don't know if it's the pie heat.
Maybe it's
the usual
pies.
Oven thing. Oven temperature. Maybe it's different.
180 pies. Celsius, I hope.
Yeah.
I don't know what Fahrenheit would be.
We should probably make this into a clip, I think. Talking about pies and temperature.
Yeah.
I was thinking pie chart when you said it. I was like, oh, you could or mathematical pies, 3.14, 1, 2 something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we did that. Yeah, it's a weird thing. And then like Tangerine Dream was pumpkin pie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, they're all a kind of strange mixture of. I'm trying to remember what they're all about. I think they all kind of weirdly ran a course of a storyline from start to end, romance type
almost
thing.
Like a concept EP then.
Yeah, I love a concept EP and a concept album, and I'm always slightly aiming for that, for it to have a storyline. But for this one, it didn't end up doing that. It just naturally fell into it, I think. Because if you listen to them in order, it kind of tells a bit of a story. But yeah, that's kind of that.
You got any concept albums or EPs that you kind of draw inspiration from, or any favourites in general? It's hard to think of one on the spot. That's my bad.
Mia, come on, man.
I was just thinking of the Arctic Monkeys one straight away for some reason, but
is that? I didn't know.
Tranquility Base one.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
it's about like some casino on the moon.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, it's just so cool. Like suave, isn't it? It's just like so Alex Turner.
Yeah. Well, it makes everything so much easier. It makes like merch, videos, artwork. When you have a concept, everything just falls into place.
It does make a lot. I guess even the songwriting, you're just like, well,
we know what we've got. I was supposed to. I usually, when we start a project, I'm like, we're doing a concept, and then we come up with a concept, and then the songs just never turn out to follow the concept. But we have some concept ideas that we sometimes come in and out of and go, this is so hard to actually stick to it, because stuff happens in your life and you want to write about it, and then you're like, well, this doesn't fit into our concept, so what do we do with this song that we love? So it's like a double-edged sword, I guess. No,
I think it's probably sparks the inspiration to start writing, and it's just like whatever it happens. Like you're not like so wound up on the idea of it being a concept. You're like, no, this song can't happen because it's not fitting with the narrative or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the music speaks for itself.
You feel forced in it.
Yeah, it flows a lot better.
Taking it away from music a little bit, your Instagram aesthetic is like the most noticeable thing about you, I'd say. It's like so colourful and so creative. It's really, really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, where did that come from? We've read somewhere that it's Wes Anderson that you're
Oh, you read
influenced
that
by.
somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Well,
true or.
Interesting. Last night I was looking at my feed and I thought, God, this looks horrible. This is such an ugly display. So thanks for saying that. Yeah, I love Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Fun fact, my whole family's worked with him, but me.
Wow.
So how does that work? So is your family like in the film industry?
Yeah.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah. So I've kind of known of his work for ages because my parents, all they talk about is film. And we've watched all his films. And he just his colours, the design, everything, I just absolutely love.
It pops, doesn't it?
It pops, and it's so beautiful and well thought out. And I really enjoy being creative in other areas than just music. And design comes into that, and cinematography comes into that. And I think because I've grown up in a film industry household, I pay close attention to it, which makes me probably a bit annoying to work with for music videos because I'm very like.
No, that's even better. That it makes it. Yeah.
It makes it helps. I guess it helps, and I think it plays into my fashion as well.
I was about to ask about that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I love it's just colours and colours that go well together, and I like to think about those things a lot and get quite obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I went and bought just to like a paint shop and bought one of those like massive books of colour samples because I want to like put them all out
like
in my
palette,
room and know what matches well for like future videos or artwork or stuff. Yeah.
I always thought you just get I was just thinking home base for some reason, but it makes more sense to go to an actual like paint shop to get it.
Home base probably works too.
Home base you get some like more like I don't know matte colours or gloss finishes. You like
true.
Yeah,
the elite.
Yeah.
Do you take any fashion influences from anywhere else? Because like obviously it's quite a very really unique style, and I think that's adds to your aesthetic.
I guess so. Yeah, I definitely do. I kind of take inspiration from like not one pinpointed place or person. It's just from everywhere. Sorry, such a run of the mill answer. But ever since I was young, I didn't really. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I do it too much. I'm trying to do it less. So
I didn't really care about what I wore or what other people thought about what I wore.
Yeah.
So I would wear really, really eccentric outfits. And I think I still do to an extent. But I think I appreciate fashion much more.
Yeah.
And when I see anyone from an artist or someone in a film or, Fashion Week or I really love street fashion, Japanese street fashion especially. Is incredible.
I love Japanese fashion. Yeah.
It's amazing. I get inspired and I love it, and it just inspires me. And I also have loved wearing big dresses when I play the guitar because it's not something that you often see, and I quite like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It was really cool. Have you ever seen that random question, that guy on YouTube, I can't think of his channel name, that goes around London asking people about their outfits?
No.
Oh, I think you'd love that.
Oh, that's
It's just
great.
random people, Camden, Shoreditch, anywhere in London, and it's just, what are you wearing today?
Oh, I bet you get good outfits in Shoreditch.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, check that out. I think it's called Unknown Vlogs. It's called. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really really cool. But on that topic as well, something I really wanted to talk to you about was a recent advertisement you did with the brand No Two Ways.
Yes,
and I'm a fan myself. I have them on here. I'm a huge fan of Calyx and the brand. Talk to us about that. How did that come about? It's insane.
I just got a message. I got a message from Calyx and the company that did the ad, and were just like, "Do you want to do this ad?" We had a Zoom. Me and my manager had a Zoom with them, and they had the really cool idea that it was just play the guitar, loop, your outfit will change, you'll play a different guitar, and like you can make up the song and just get trainers and do the ad, and it was like very like free. I felt like I had quite creative control in it because I got to make the music and play the guitar. It wasn't like one of those ads where you're doing something that's really unnatural to you. So I was just like, absolutely. And it was great. It was great fun. I loved it. No Two Ways are sick.
Yeah.
They're really cool trainers.
Sick brand.
Yeah.
And the shop you recorded at, 6060 Sounds as well, on Denmark Street.
Yeah.
On Denmark Street.
Yeah.
Great shop, yeah.
Fantastic. I nearly bought a 335 from there.
Oh,
It's a beautiful shop, isn't it?
it's like one of those dream shops you walk in, they're all on the walls.
Yeah, they've got a great like online presence as well.
Yeah, they love working with young artists, which is sick.
That's cool.
They just let people come in and record and stuff.
Yeah, so in terms of that like advertisement, have you got anything else like similar to that planned, or is that just a one-off?
Nothing planned. They kind of crop up occasionally.
Yeah.
There's a laugh.
Yeah.
They kind of
I kind of hope that picks up actually. That's quite interesting.
I'd be surprised if it didn't. They kind of crop up. I did a Marshall amp one
Oh, sick.
last year. Actually, maybe 2 years ago now. Yeah, they kind of just crop up randomly, and I usually say yes because it's fun. I like just doing new things. Yeah.
On an unrelated note, with that laugh in the back of my mind now, there was, I think it's a YouTube clip, I got sent it on WhatsApp, where it was like this like TV game show where it was like loads of people with like distinct laughs. Like some people like sound like a tractor, another one sound like a duck or something like that.
Oh my God,
and they had like these
incredible.
pictures like above each of their heads, so when one of them starts going off, it just like you just hear that like a really weird laugh. I don't know why it came to mind.
You guys are
but-
setting me up with some good YouTube content to watch.
yeah. I'll have to find that video. I want to watch it again, so I'll put it in the
Yeah, maybe
put
we
it in the
should-
description.
Maybe we should become a
Yeah.
React channel.
Yeah, we should.
Um,
We'll try and recreate the laughs. We'll be like, I don't know. I've heard some weird like laughs. That one was.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, very.
That was a standout laugh.
Yeah,
go for
we
it.
should talk about music, shouldn't we?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got your new single that's come out today, the day we're recording, Friday the 3rd of September. There it is again.
No. Has it come out today?
Yeah, it's Friday, isn't it, today?
Came out, yes. It was a
Came
weird
out-
Thursday release.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
Thursday.
came out
Ah,
yesterday,
okay,
yeah.
okay. It's Thursday the 2nd
Pretty
of
much
September.
today.
Thank you. So it sounds like a breakup song, I guess, is it?
Indeed.
Yeah. So tell us a bit
Yeah.
about that.
So this whole project this whole EP that is currently in the process of being released is the journey of my breakup. And this song, Thank You, was written as my goodbye letter to my ex. Short and sweet lyrically. It's like one verse.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a sentimental bye kind of thing. Not really in that tone.
Yeah.
But it's the last song of the EP, even though we have more songs coming out. I'm releasing it in the wrong order, but it's the last song, supposed to kind of sound like a big outro to a live show.
Yeah.
Kind of like a big emotional goodbye type thing. So yeah, that's where that all
It's
came
got a
from.
lot of space for jamming as well, and solo. I mean,
has,
there is
yeah.
a big solo in it. I can imagine live that's going to be like
Yes.
huge.
32
Yes.
bars long and just like.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
I want to play it live with everyone that was on it, or the amount of, because we got so many musicians on it.
Yeah.
We had
Okay.
live organ, live drums, live piano, bass, strings, violin, cello. So many.
It's in 6/8, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. It gives
I
us
like
nice
ending
little
every
bands.
EP with a 6/8,
Okay.
Really? Is
Yeah.
there a reason behind that?
just because I love 6/8.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite, and Stephen kind of is like, you can't do like 3 songs in your EP in 6/8, so let's do your last songs 6/8.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's always kind of like I always find 6/8 songs more emotional and
Yeah. It's
soulful.
got this bounce and this feel.
And I like having the exit of a project with that feeling.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah. No, I think you can always appreciate like when it's not 4/4. Like 4/4
Yeah.
is cool. It works. But then, like, when you start playing about time signatures, you get these, like, I mean, 7/8 is probably, like, a bit too edgy, but...
Oh, we tried that once. Did
you?
not go well.
We were just listening to Jeff Buckley on the drive down, and we're going to listen to him on the drive back up. So, sorry, Joe, you don't get a say in that. But,
Love Jeff Buckley.
yeah, I mean, like, what song was it? It was in 12/8.
Grace is
Grace is
a
in
great
12.
song.
Grace is in
Studied
12.
that.
Really?
Studied that for GCSEs.
Oh, actually, yes, I did
Yeah.
as well.
Did you?
For the exam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's probably the
That's a
same
great
as-
I
song
was
to
thinking
study.
about that
Same
song
exam.
yesterday, weirdly. I haven't thought about it since.
Yeah,
like,
I haven't thought about it for a while.
GCSEs.
Someone asked me, like, who are your 5 favourite artists? I don't know. And I was just like, obviously Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
And then you just go through
I
his.
feel like that's a rare thing to have Jeff. Well, nowadays anyway.
Nowadays,
I don't hear of
yeah.
people often saying Jeff
Yeah, I
Buckley's
know.
in my
I think
top
it's the
five.
UK. I feel like he'd be bigger in the States though.
Is he American?
He is
Or was he
American.
American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you listen to his Live at Chennai record?
No.
So that one's really cool. So when I went, it was a venue back in the 90s in New York. So when I went to New York in 2019, I really wanted to go. Then I found out it's shut, but mainly because of that record. But we were just like going word for word off the Live at Chennai record because before he plays Mojo Pin, he's like, "This is a song about a dream," and then and then he goes
got the most angelic voice.
"This is a song not about a dream."
Oh, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like 4 hours long, but
worth it.
take some
though.
time out of your day. Yeah.
What else are you doing in 4 hours?
Yeah.
You've got a gig coming up really, really soon.
I do.
17th.
We should. I mean, it's sold out now. I think.
Yeah, there's one 17th, one 18th. I think they're trying to add some tickets.
Oh, sick.
Not
As soon
sure
as
if
it
that's
is, we're buying some.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm in
Guys.
London that day, so.
Talk to us about that gig. It's full band, right?
It's stripped back full band because it's in a church.
Wow.
Is
We
it
gotta be
church?
respectful
Oh,
of
Ah.
the church. It's at Stoke Newington Old Church, which is lovely. I've done a songwriting cycle there before, so I know it. But yeah, that's really exciting. It's actually my first gig headlining ever.
Oh, wow.
Sick.
Pretty much, I think. And it's an interesting one because I was so nervous that no tickets would sell because I've never done a gig where like my following has grown over lockdown.
Yeah.
So I have never seen it like actual live reaction to
You haven't
people.
performed it live in that
Haven't
way,
performed
yeah.
or seen if people actually would buy
Yeah.
tickets from the following I've got. So I was like, nothing's gonna happen. And then
But
it
it's
sold
sold
out, and they
out, yeah.
added another date, and it sold out. And
That's insane.
yeah, I'm so nervous, but
Nah,
it's
I
really
bet you've got
amazing
some
that
special
people
moves
are
up your sleeve ready as well for that headlines.
oh man, I don't-
Me and Joe will be at the front. One more song. And Maya will be like, I don't have any more songs.
no, don't tell me that.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
That
I'm excited.
We're looking forward to that. I mean, hopefully we can cop some tickets.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Is there anything else you'd like to plug? I suppose we're reaching the end, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We've got about 5 minutes left.
Cool. No, I mean I've got 2 more songs coming out.
Sick.
Yeah.
To close the EP. A sad one and a happy one. That's kind of it.
No, that's cool. I mean, I guess that will lead to an EP late, like December this year, probably early next year, really, isn't it?
Actually, end of this month or next
Wow.
early next
Oh,
month.
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a quick
Okay.
Nice.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, already working on the next project.
Sick.
So by the time this comes out, it will be in a couple of weeks then.
Yeah, it won't be too far off from
Awesome.
when this episode comes out. But
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no,
Thank you
it's-
so much for having me.
Yeah,
Great
it's
chat,
really
guys.
cool. And check out our other episodes. Like, well, by this point we'll have Moonchild, Parthena P. We've got recordings with James Smith, Connor Albert, Kurt Rosenwinkel. As well,
Yeah,
you know.
turn on your YouTuber voice, bro, and this outro it.
Yeah. What's my YouTube voice? Is it like my phone voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll just end it there. See ya.